All right, man. What's going, guys? Hooping news and updates, man. I just had to come on here, man, and just talk about this again, man. Kevin Durant, man. He broke the NBA with news about him demanding a trade out of Brooklyn. Um, because I saw a tweet on Twitter that stated that free agency is going to be paused until Kevin Durant gets traded from the Brooklyn Nets, man. Bro, this is crazy, man. Like legit, Kevin Durant legit broke the NBA with this news. Now, like I said, man, I think Kevin Durant ultimately lands on the Phoenix Suns. You know what I mean? Like that's where I think he ends up. But there's going to be so many teams, right, that place trade offers, trade packages for Kevin Durant. And this thing's gonna get crazy. You know what I mean? This thing is gonna get pretty crazy. Um, Now, could I see an Eastern Conference team getting Kevin Durant? I mean, it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. I think Brooklyn, if it was up to them, I think they're gonna trade Kevin Durant out to the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I could also see maybe if the Clippers maybe offer Paul George, um, you know, if the Clippers can trade Paul George, Luke Kennard, and a couple draft picks or something like that, maybe that can get a deal done. Or I don't know if shit, man. Could I mean this was a bad idea. And this shit. Oh, Katie to the Lakers for AD and Westbrook. Yeah, right. That would be an interesting trade, but nah, that ain't happening. No chance of CT. And the reason why I came back on live is because the very first live I tried doing about this, it cut out. You know what I mean? It cut out, and I completely lost connection of the live stream. So that's why I'm coming back on here because I feel like it was right for me to come back on here and talk about this. Now, how will this affect Brooklyn? Listen, man, Brooklyn won all in. They traded for James Harden. They traded for they didn't technically trade. Yeah, they technically did trade for Kevin Durant because it was a sign and trade with the Warriors where they traded D'Angelo Russell to Golden State, and then D'Angelo Russell turned into Andrew Wiggins, and then that's why the Warriors won the championship this year. So, yeah, man, Kevin Durant kind of did help the Golden State Warriors win the title this year. If you think about it, because they wouldn't have got Andrew Wiggins if Kevin Durant didn't allow that sign and trade to happen. So you got to think about that. Listen, man, there's so much news going on right now, man. My phone is going off. I mean, this is crazy. Um, KD told the Nets owner directly that he wanted to be traded. I mean, Brooklyn, man, they gotta look themselves in the mirror, bro. You know what I mean? Like for real. Because what really killed them was the James Harden trade, right? And what they traded for Harden, they traded Jared Allen, they traded Karis LeVert, they traded pretty much their whole entire draft for the next few years to Houston, right? They traded all that for James Harden. And then what happens, right? KD, Kyrie, and James Harden barely play together that season. In the playoffs, James Harden gets injured, Kyrie Irving gets injured, and then Kevin Durant did everything he possibly could to beat the Milwaukee Bucks that year, but they came up short. Okay, and then we go to this season, right? James Harden comes into training camp out of shape. You know what I mean? He's clearly not in shape, and he looks bad out there. And then Kyrie Irving with the whole vaccine thing, right? Um, that derailed their season. They trade James Harden because James Harden quits on the Nets midway through the year. They trade him to Philly. for Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons doesn't play for Brooklyn. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, he doesn't play. They get swept up out of the first round by my Boston Celtics. You know what I mean? The Celtics sweep them up out of the first round. And then this Kyrie Irving drama that's been going on. You know what I mean? With him, whether he's going to opt in, opt out. You know what I mean, of his contract. So obviously you have that going on. And then you have, Kyrie opts in. He says, I'll see you in the fall. Everyone thought it was done. You know what I mean? That they were all going to be back in Brooklyn. And then this news comes out today. It's just been a crazy time for the Brooklyn Nets, man. It really has. It's just bad luck. You know what I mean? That's just how I describe it. It's just bad luck. You know what I mean? Everything that could have went wrong for Brooklyn. And it's just unfortunate because they put together that team thinking that they were going to win they didn't think they were going to win one championship, right? They thought they were going to win 3 or 4 championships with that roster. You know what I mean? They thought Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant would win probably 3 out of the next 4 championships, right? And then now I don't think any of them are going to be on the team by the start of next season because I think Kyrie Irving will also get traded from the Brooklyn Nets. I could see a deal with the Lakers for maybe Russell Westbrook or a 3-team deal where Kyrie goes to the Lakers, Russ goes to a 3rd team, and then, you know what I mean, they work it out like that because I don't see too many teams that want Kyrie. I think the Lakers do because the Lakers are desperate for a Kyrie Irving trade because they need to get Russell Westbrook off the roster. So I believe that might happen. And then Kevin Durant, man, every team should be interested in Kevin Durant. I still think he ultimately gets traded to the Suns because I think the Suns are going to throw the kitchen sink at Brooklyn. I think they're going to offer them Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton maybe in a sign and trade, and then multiple first-round draft picks, man. Now, we'll see, man. I could definitely see a team coming out, you know what I mean, just making just a monster offer that like a team that no one expects to just come and just completely just shock everybody and make probably the biggest offer for a player in NBA history. I could see that too. You know what I mean? But who knows, man? That's true, OCT. That is funny. Miami's unlikely, right? And I saw this on Twitter, and here's why Miami's unlikely for a Kevin Durant trade. Because Bam Adebayo and Ben Simmons can't be on the same team because of their contracts, right? Ben Simmons has a max rookie contract, and so does Bam Adebayo. You can't have 2 players with that same type of contract on the team when it comes to a trade. You know what I mean? So Miami's out because if I'm Brooklyn and I don't get Bam Adebayo, I mean, there's nothing to talk about with Miami. You know what I mean? There's no deal to be made if I can't get Bam Adebayo. There's just no way that I can make that deal. So I like the Suns to make the deal. And here, you guys are going to call me nuts. I could see the Celtics making a deal for Kevin Durant as well. I could see that happening. Do I think it will happen? No, because I think the Celtics want to run it back with the team they have. But I could absolutely see the Celtics making a trade. If they trade Jaylen Brown and multiple first-round draft picks for Kevin Durant, you know what I mean, that'll be a hard package for anybody at the top as far as I'm concerned. Now, do I see that happening? No, but would it shock me or surprise me? No, it wouldn't. Oh, listen, man, this thing is interesting, man. I'm in shock still, man. I did not see this coming. I thought once Kyrie Irving opted into his contract, I thought Kyrie and KD were probably going to be back on Brooklyn next year. But man, this is and more reports are coming out, man. More than half the league has already called Brooklyn about the possibility of acquiring Kevin Durant. So every team wants him, man. Pretty much every single team in the NBA wants Kevin Durant. So this will be interesting to see. This will be fascinating, man. I'm just, wow, man. Absolute shock Kevin Durant wants out of Brooklyn. He broke the NBA, man. And hopefully this deal gets done soon. You know what I mean? Hopefully. But let me know what you guys think about this, man, in the comments section, man. All right, peace.